Hi. So, mission to bring my friends their plants complete. I think one of everything had sprouted by the time that I dropped it off. I want to say 6 days later, which is pretty incredible. Except for the beans. Beans seem to take a while, even though everybody says that they're quick, but I find that they're actually the slowest to pop up. So I dropped that stuff off for them. What's new here? The garden's still growing. I think it's some sort of, I don't know if it's aphids or like the little black bugs that always attack everything in my garden. I forget what they're called. The ants are mining them. Anyway, they're all over everything that's sort of a vine outside, like all of the melons and squash and stuff. They're not flea beetles, it's something else. I've been kind of trying to spray those bugs off with the hose or just picking them off by hand. I hope that my garden settles in a little bit better and more of the predatory bugs come in and start eating that stuff. And also I have a shipment of lacewing nymphs, praying mantises, and predatory nematodes that's supposed to come in 2 days. So hopefully I can unleash those on the garden and they'll start picking away at all of that stuff, because there's definitely aphids all over the tomatoes. The tomatoes don't seem to be suffering though, but there's definitely aphids all over them, because I brought my friends some of the tomato suckers, because I hear that if you soak them in water they'll root, so they'll have tomato plants too, because there definitely wasn't enough time to plant some tomato seeds and get them started for them to get up to a decent size. Because I have seen ladybug larvae all over the strawberry pots, so hopefully they make their way over the tomatoes and maybe some of the other plants. I think ladybugs are going to be my best friends. What else? So I'm going to let some of the, I keep checking myself for bugs because I've already caught 2 ticks. The last week of May, suddenly all the ticks came out and I caught 2 ticks. That's what motivated me to go get those predatory nematodes online. It cost a pretty penny, but I think it'll be worth it. Hopefully they parasitize everything that's trying to eat me, because I got some, I don't know if you can see this, some nasty bites all over my hands and welts and stuff, and I don't know if it was from bugs or plants, because I'm allergic to nearly everything under the sun. So, ladybug larvae on the strawberries. I know everybody says you're supposed to pick the flowers off on the first year, otherwise they won't make shoots, but they're making flowers and shoots, so they're making strawberries and shoots. And I'm going to leave that situation be because I want strawberries. I might need to put up some sort of netting over them. So there's that wild, sort of not really sweet and edible strawberry that's growing all over the yard, and it doesn't seem like the birds really eat that. So maybe they'll also leave the strawberries in my garden alone. We'll see if that happens when they start ripening, if I actually get my strawberries or not. And I'm glad I put them in those strawberry towers instead of on the ground in a bed, because there are slugs all over my plants in the mornings if it's a little bit wet at night or if the morning's a little bit dewy. So I was kind of afraid that I'd have slug all over everything this morning, because I watered last night because everything was just so dry I had to water already. No slugs this morning. I was surprised. So I'm gonna skip watering today because I watered last night, and then water tomorrow morning, and then supposedly it's gonna thunderstorm and hopefully pour some rain down Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But the last time that we had that sort of forecast, it only ended up raining for like all of 3 hours, and it was more of a sprinkle than a rain. I'm hoping for more of a torrential downpour. We'll see. Oh, my rhubarb. It started putting out its 2nd and 3rd leaves outside. I'm so excited. I only had 3 plants that survived that I planted out. I think I originally put like 5 out there because I didn't sprout too many. And I decided 3 really isn't enough for my needs because I really like sour things. So I planted up 3 more seeds for myself, and I'll see if they come up, because so far I've had 100% germination rate out of those. I also planted some for the friend that I gave those to, because her whole entire family likes sour stuff too. Some of those essentially under the category of hot and sour soups. So I also brought her some sorrel too. I just like sour things, so I plant everything that's sour. So she has red vein sorrel and also the plain green one and some rhubarbs. So I've planted myself some more rhubarb seeds. They're up with the flowers that I'm starting in the trays at the top of this rack here. I'm also hoping that it pours so I can go dig up some more of the yard, so I can put those flowers in eventually. I think I'm going to let them get started in the pots here for maybe 3-ish weeks to get settled in so that they're kind of big enough for the slugs to avoid. But then I'll have the problem of squirrels digging them up, because I had that horrible problem with squirrels digging up all the sunflowers. So I just had a peek at the sunflowers around the yard. Some of them are kind of like deformed in the center of the plant, so I might end up planting out some more sunflower seeds again tomorrow morning when I go around watering. Anything that doesn't look quite right, or that's torn up, or that the squirrels have dug up, I just keep planting more and more sunflower seeds. And apparently in the past week or 2, I've thought a couple of the plants looked so bad that I've had 2 or 3 sunflower seeds pop up in the same holes out there. So apparently it looked so bad for so many days that I just kept putting seeds in, which I guess it's good to be consistent. I know that there's something that I forgot to say last time that I told myself I had to remember for this time, but I've completely forgotten again. I think I told you that I planted up a box with potatoes, so I actually put them in the box on, I want to say, Thursday night. I've given it a couple of really good waterings. The white potatoes had a bit more of the little sprout situation going on. The rest of them kind of had eyes and maybe looked like they kind of wanted to start sprouting, but I just got the feeling like it was time to put the potatoes in outside already. So once again, hopefully it does rain this weekend and they get dumped on and they really get going. The bare patch in the yard from where the septic system got work on it, it finally looks like the wildflower seed that I'd put out there. There are things that look like flowery leaves that are roughly the same size as the grass out there now, so maybe I can stop mowing it and it'll just kind of grow in as a wildflower patch. I'm okay with leaving the grass in there because grass is a good support for wildflowers. Like, even when you go look at pitcher plants out in the wild, a lot of them are using the grass that's growing around them and all the other plants that are growing around them for support so they don't blow over. So that'll just grow itself in. If it does pour, I'm going to dig up that back bare patch and then scatter some more wildflower seeds around it. Today I read online that apparently the maypops don't produce fruit the first year. So the seeds that I have in my fridge that probably won't be able to come out, I think it said it needed 60 days in the fridge, won't be able to come out till like mid-July. I guess I'll plant them in pots, and I might sink the pots into the ground, but I don't think I'm going to put them in the yard because I don't know how well I'm going to remember where I put them for next year. So I guess they'll really come back with a vengeance next year. And apparently it's a beefy vine that really takes over, and you need at least 2 to really get a good fruit set. So I'm glad that I have a bunch of seeds that I put in the fridge so that I can plant out a bunch of plants so that I'll be able to get a good harvest out of it. Apparently it's not as tasty as some of the nicer passion fruits that you can get at the grocery store, but hey, if it's not a tropical and I don't have to put it in this room with all the other ridiculous amount of plants, then all the better, because I'm out of room. Why I'm down here is I noticed that this Malaysiana Tropicals Bongzo actually wants to make a picture. Let's go hunting and figure out where that was, because there is one tendril here that looks like it was, here it is. Can you see that? right there. That's gonna be a nice picture. I am so excited. It's such a nice plant. Things look a little bit dewy because I was misting these guys that are still alive. Warren thinks that they're actually made out of plastic because they don't actually do anything. You keep watering them and they just stay the same amount of green. Never mind whatever horrible pests I have on this, but this is a Ventricosa porcelain with probably my only picture for the year. I'm excited though. I've already fed it, what is it? A millipede from the mango dirt. So somehow millipedes keep popping up. I don't like them, so they keep getting fed to stuff. There is a Campanulata-y picture going on over here. Actually, I think that's the Campanulata by Spectabilis by Telengensis, so I'm super excited because I love that plant. It has my favorite pictures, but it's kind of one of the less well-behaved plants. It doesn't picture regularly. It doesn't have a strong growth habit. But I guess that's why it's not really that popular in cultivation, huh? It's male. I wish he would have given me some pollen in this round of blooming so that I could pollinate some of the nice girlies that I've got going on, but that's fine. Maybe next year. Everybody was kind of stressed out from the move, so. What else is going on? Everybody finally has pictures. I'm excited. I've got a nice spider in here somewhere because I had so many fruit flies going on. This is the mango up here. It finally has some leaves, the surviving mango. Which one is it? Let's scoot over here. Ice cream mango. I'm excited. It's supposed to be one of the ones that's fiberless, but I don't know if you need 2 of them to pollinate to produce fruit. So it was actually blooming, I want to say December, right when I first got it. I probably should have pinched the bloom stalk off because it was not healthy. I tried, the stalk completely fell off. I guess I need to research a little bit better if you need 2 of them to make fruit or not. But if it blooms again towards the end of the year, it should be happy enough in here now, seeing as how it's putting out leaves and new growth and everything. So maybe I'll have mangoes and, well, pollinated mango blooms in 6 months, and maybe mangoes, and I don't know how long they take to ripen. I'm gonna guess 6 months. It might be quicker. I've never grown them before. I don't know if you can see that pretty picture there. Am I pointing it right? That one. It is tenuis crossed by Eustacia. I always wanted to grow Eustacia. I'm bad at it because I think it wants it a little bit warmer than I can grow. So I got it crossed by tenuis, so it has an interesting tendriling habit and it has the nice spots, so I'm happy enough. It's also a weird and interesting looking picture, and it seems to be a good grower, so I'll hang on to it and see what sorts of weird things it does in its uppers. I think that's it. The garden's growing in. I planted patty pan squash that I got kind of late. I want to say maybe last Wednesday or Thursday, and a couple of them are coming up now, so I'm excited. I didn't think that I really wanted to grow it because I always saw it and assumed people were using it decoratively, but apparently you just pick it when it's really young and it's really nice and delicate and tender, and it's actually something that you can eat and not just decorative. So I'm going to try it out. I have enough squashes and stuff in my garden that even if squash beetles and whatever those aphids or whatever they are eat most of everything, I should have at least one left to eat. Oh, and it was cold last night and it's cold tonight. And I ordered some bubble wrap on Amazon that never showed up. I got a refund, but that's not really the problem because I was going to put it all over the garden. So the peppers and the corn and the eggplants didn't get stunted by a cold snap because it was going to be 48 last night. I don't know if it was, and it's supposed to be 52 tonight, and I heard that all of those things don't want less than 55. So I was kind of panicking, wondering what I was going to do yesterday. So I decided to put some of the bricks that are loosely piled around some of the flower beds in the yard next to the plants, and also my gallon jugs of RO for the carnivorous plants in between that interspersed, because water holds heat really well, and hopefully it kept the couple inches surrounding it where all the peppers and corn and everything were warm enough that they didn't freak out too hard. I put them out again tonight for when it's going to be 52. I might leave them there through Wednesday when it's supposed to be like 95, so it's a little bit more moderate environment for them, because they were the last ones to settle out there, because they were the last ones that I transplanted while I was waiting for the cold to go away, which apparently it didn't yet. So they've only been in the ground for maybe a week and a half now. This gardening, high risk activity. Yeah, I can't remember what else I was gonna say. Anyway, maybe next time I'll do a vlog outside once things are growing in a little bit better. It just looked so good in here I couldn't pass it up. Okay, bye.